Why hello there, fellow survivors on a desolate planet. Rodamont here. Thank you for tuning in to Blossom, the Seed of Life. Episode 2, Building a Rover and Refinery. I'm 77% done dispersing the fog and dust storms. With that said, that is not me being done with pressure. Not by any stretch. Oh, that disconnected. For now, because I don't want to get too distracted. Oh, God, reaching the end of the cable. As you can see, once it's, like, stretched to its maximum, you lose the ability to, like, keep stretching it. So, they aren't infinite. Okay, need one regolith. Oh, there's one. And up here, if I hit 2, the planet overlay. In the top left, as you can see, the fog is cleared and the dust storm dissipations are in progress. You can always check on your progress that way or check it here. So the next milestone is at 700 Pascal for fuel generator tier 2, a drill tier 2, and a scanner module. Alright, making thermogel and glass. And thermogel plus glass equals mining module laser, which I can glue to the top of the wagon. Alright, the reason I have this is so that we can do the mining overlay. So I'll pin that to the top left. So we need 2 silver and 2 aluminum. And there was silver down in this pit. So here, as you can see, the portable laser is doing the mining for me now. But it does draw off my backpack battery, so be careful about that. Oh, thank you for the resub. Alright, the next resource we're going to need to find is aluminum. But the dispersed fog and dust storms is, like, just about done. So stick around for that. For now. But yeah, the planet looks a bit different now, doesn't it? We got fuel generator, drill, and scanner. And it wants me to increase the pressure to form ice. And this is where tier 1 drills and tier 1 fuel won't cut it. We'll need tier 2 stuff. But let's get the mining module first. So if you're wondering, planet frosting is underway, but it will take a pretty long time to meet. It's also worth noting that, well, I'll show you the scope of terraforming in just a second. If you were like wondering, hey, this felt fast. It's like, this phase might. So in the big scheme of things, we are moving towards 105,000, and we're at 700. If that informs the speed at all. It's not to say pressure is actually pretty easy to do, but it's if you feel like we're moving along quickly, it's just there's a lot of checkpoints and milestones. Okay. Cool. So now we have what did I just print up? Oh, the mining module. Good. Yeah. Okay. The other thing we got here was the bigger fuel generators, which generate more fuel at greater efficiency. And the bigger drills, which of course will require more power. Each of these big drills requires 1.5 power per second. So we are definitely going to want to get the fuel generator first, because we simply won't have the power with these older fuel generators to generate enough fuel for a tier 2 drill. So let's get some silver ore for the silver wire for the fuel generator tier 2. Yeah, more checkpoints is a good thing. One thing I like about this game a lot is actually its pacing. You feel like you can make reasonable progress, but then you also feel like there's a lot of stuff to do. Whereas similar games to this, I sometimes feel like, oh my god, the grind. You know, and you just feel crushed by the grind. And like this, not so much. Can we upgrade old stuff, or do we need to destroy the old? For your backpack and inventory, you upgrade. For the old stuff, you destroy. With that in mind, it's full refunds. And a lot of the times, the bigger stuff is made of the smaller stuff. So what I mean by that is this. The tier 1 power generator is composite metals. The tier 2 generator is composite metals. If I break down both tier 1s to build a tier 2, I will only have copper wires back. So actually, let's go do that. Bye-bye, old generator. Okay, we're no longer generating power. And we need silver wire. Oh, I dropped my silver ore over here, didn't I? And I hope I have enough power to make the silver wire. I do. Alright, fuel generator tier 2. And I need to rotate this thing. So this thing has 4 fuel slots. Rotate the plug towards the power. And it is also more efficient. And has more fuel slots, meaning I need to charge it up less frequently. Okay, I'm going to put the copper wires away for now. And then go build another tier 2 fuel, because I'm going to need one. If I want to build a bigger drill. So let's get 2 more silver, and then enough for the 2 composite metals. Drinks on you. Cheers. Actually, come to think of it, I didn't really need the wagon for this. But here's a pretty good point, which is like, I haven't obviously upgraded my infrastructure yet. And as you can see, I really haven't made a lot of progress towards increased pressure to form ice. Because, I haven't made another pressure generating device. So we are very slowly crawling to that goalpost until I actually start to scale up in a different way. All right, my backpack's full, so I'm going to need to make the composite metals in 2 batches. And I need 1 more regolith. There's some. Perfect. There is a lot of points of interest out here, which, they're not junk. A lot of them are like backstory and lore, but I'm going to focus on the primary game mechanics, for now at least. Alright, we're going to need a lot of regolith to be able to add fuel rods to this thing so that it can actually generate power. But now we have 3 seconds of power, if you will. I can just borrow one for now. There we go. 3 seconds of power for our current grid. Okay, the next thing we're going to want to do is build the drill. So the drill tier 1s is composite metal pressure core, and the drill tier 2 is 2 pressure cores and a silver wire. So we already have 2 pressure cores in the tier 1 drills, and a tier 2 drill is worth 5 tier 1 drills. So what we can do for the tier 2 drill is to get the silver wire and then delete the old ones. Because efficiency is king here. Yes, technically I would be pressurizing faster if I had 2 tier 1s and a tier 2. Oh, no, I did... Oops, I was wrong. I do need the wagon for this. But it makes far more sense to just upgrade to the latest model. Nige, thank you for the resub. And it might be nice to get, like... I would say, as a general thumb in this game, getting, like, 3 or so devices of any terraforming type at the maximum model is kind of like a good goalpost. So like whatever you're doing for terraforming, whether it's like soil or oxygen or pressure or whatever, getting like 3 of the best things that you can get is typically like a good milestone. Do I need storage? You can dump things on the ground. At the moment, I don't want storage. I'll build it when I want it. And there's, like, good storage that you get later on. Okay, so those are the silver wires. And we are making the tier 2 drills. So I'm going to break down the tier 1 drills and replace it with a tier 2. Okay, there we go. So this thing is taking 1.5 seconds of power, and each one of these is making 1.5 seconds of power. So I'll break even with 2 drills, which is what I essentially intend to do. With the composite metals that are on my back, one thing I could do here is make storage tier 2. So I'm going to make a little bit of storage at this point. Just for my convenience, and I am going to lay it out here. And storage will snap to one another, but this will make sense in a second. So if I make another storage bench, I can snap it to the old one. Right? Although, because it's on not flat terrain, it's snapping weird. So let's move this somewhere flat. Oh, nice! More blueprints. Okay, you really don't want to cooperate, do you? Just be normal. Fine. Ugh. Ah, you're backwards! Don't worry, this robot is, struggles with the simple things. Whatever. I'll put another one in the middle. Okay. So we have the silver wire that we need. And I want to get 2 silica, 2 sulfur for another pressure core. But I want to also not store anything in here. Because inside is more annoying to interface with, in my opinion. Okay, so silica and sulfur, no problem. And as soon as I made the tier 2 drill, we are, if you've been watching the percent progression in the top left, it's a lot faster. As I'm sure you noticed. Now, if I do make another tier 2 drill, we will need to also then generate more power. But at higher elevations, as you might be able to tell, the terrain's changing a little bit. It's becoming, like, frosted. Which is what we're aiming to do. Okay, where's that silica? There we go. Tab lets you cycle through objects. Alright, 2 pressure cores. And now, double the drill. feel like a text in drill, baby, drill, or something. I don't know. Alright, this will absolutely tax our power grid. On top of that, the fuel rod I put in the second power generator is probably about to run out, because I only put one regolith rod in it, so I'm sure it's like just about depleted. Yeah, it's got about a third on it. So the next task I'm going to undertake is going to be to get regolith to fill up the current power generators that we got, to at least keep the drills going, but no, we've doubled our speed. We'll be hitting that 800 Pascal or whatever, 850 Pascal in no time at all. Now, I could have made another wagon and scanned for regolith. Sometimes I find it's best to just wait until you hit a milestone and unlock better tech than, like, invest in lower level tech. It's just a personal preference, and you'll see me do that a lot, so I'm not just like, I built it, and then it's obsolete. Because it becomes obsolete pretty quick. In some cases. And I didn't need the wagon for this either. Alright, the problem we're going to have right now is power's at 0. It's not net positive power anymore, because both these drills take exactly as much as both of the power generators do. So I'm going to actually disconnect one of the drills so that I can make more fuel rods, which very clearly highlights the problem that we have with power. Now, the thing is, these fuel rods actually didn't require power to produce, but disconnected all the same. Okay, so now we have a little bit more fuel rods. I did want to make, and this is so that I can like actually charge up my own batteries. So the next thing we want to do is to make another fuel generator too. So more silver ore and composite metals. And you can hear my footsteps are starting to sound a little bit different. It's because it's getting snowier. And I don't think it's probably like water snow, but like it's snow all the same. I like how the laser's going straight through my head. Don't worry, there's nothing up there to be damaged. Can't have brain damage when you have no brain. Maybe. So silver wire. And then this calls for iron. 2 iron chunks and 2 regolith chunks. So we only need 1 more regolith chunk because I had already had a bunch in my inventory. In fact, I could just destroy one of these tier 2 storage containers to get back my composite metal. And there we go, the planet is now completely frozen. Woohoo! So, the pressure on the planet tracker is done, but I'm not done with that phase. There's still a lot of pressure to be added to this planet, so I'm going to continue to have these drills running. When it's totally done, they'll stop. So when I completely hit goalpost, and it's like as pressurized as it wants to be, they'll stop on their own. Okay, I need 15 power to make a fuel generator, so let's cut power to the drills for a second, so I can actually make another power generator so I don't have low power problems. And here is fuel generator number 3. The other thing is I probably am going to need a power extender for that as well. And I'll take the composite metal for that. Because what I like to do is when you're about to fill up the last plug of something, instead of filling the last plug, I like to make another power extender so you don't ever run out of plugs. That makes a lot more sense to me, personally. Although it looks like an electrician's nightmare eventually, but like, you know. That's what it's supposed to look like, maybe. Or something. I don't know. Okay. So now we have 3 power generators and 2 drills. And if we take a look at the blueprint, we got a rover that I can drive around in, a refiner which refines ores into alloys or ingots, a wagon tier 2, which is a bigger wagon, storage tier 3, storage module that you put on tier 2, and then a temperature station launch. So let's get some blueprint analysis. And I definitely going to want to make a rover because driving around is dope. So, the temperature space station. In order to explore things that are farther away, my little backpack battery isn't going to cut it. It's not enough power. So the next thing I want to do is to make myself a rover. A rover needs silver wire and a power cell. And this I might need to find silver elsewhere. Yep, this is not going to be enough silver. And while I'm out here, getting regolith for fuel rods seems prudent, given we're still using regolith rods as the only means of power generation. So I have everything I need for the power cell, and I just need 1 more silver for the silver wire. Alright, let's go find some silver. Now there was a scanner module to get, but I'm going to hold off on that for now. I'll just visually find silver instead. And I know I haven't done a lot of exploration yet, but like, there's a lot of stuff out here. Actually, drop that one. There's a lot of stuff out here to be found. So that stuff is aluminum. Where be you, silver? Hi-ho, where are you? Got a Mark 1 eyeball? Yeah, exactly. Actually, I don't even know if I'm Mark 1 eyeball. Got 2 beady red eyes. You know, we have forward-facing eyes. Am I a predator? Maybe I do need that scanner. That's silver out there, I'm pretty sure. That's pretty far away. And, I don't have a ton of range, considering I'm still on backpack battery. It's camouflaging between iron and aluminum? Yes. Indeed it is. I'll get a scanner. I am a predator and the silver is hiding. Sounds reasonable to me. Now, how's our progress? Obviously, as you can see, the tab here doesn't really help us. So we are heading towards solar panels, drill 3s, and data recovery terminals. The recovery terminals and stuff like that are all like story-based, so you can just ignore those for now. I'll explain them as they become relevant. You don't need to worry about that yet. Do wagons consume energy while being pulled? Nope. We pull them for free. Alright, so instead, let's pivot, because obviously I had problems trying to find what I wanted. So we're going to get a scanner module instead, which is just copper wire and glass, which I can definitely fund. And then I'll also make another wagon. Oh, I should have brought my wagon for this silica. Get over here. Regolith chunk. There's one. And I'll pick up 2 more for another fuel rod. Ooh, nice. New blueprints. So we did just get drill 3s, but I'm not going to upgrade to drill 3s just yet because we have other priorities to work on before that becomes necessary. Let's get 1 glass, 1 rod, and then I'm gonna make... Oh, you know what? For now, as a stopgap, I'm gonna make a wagon tier 1, and then I'll make a wagon tier 2 afterwards. So this wagon, connect to that wagon, grab the copper, and scanner. Now, any material that I've interacted with so far, you can hit Z and cycle through the scanner. So if I cycle to silver and hit E, once I power up this scanner, it will reveal it to me. So we have silver this way. But I am going to want to turn off the scanner. So we have silver to the northeast. Got it. Because the scanner consumes power and it's drying off my backpack, which is like, I don't want done for long term. So yeah. Back to going to get silver. And then once we have the rover, we can drive around, which is going to be faster than walking. And I will work to then build an exploration rover to do the all alone quest that's in the left. Because it was a little annoying to get all the way out here. I'm going to get 3 silver. So I have like 1 left over. Or enough for another silver wire once we're done. And yep, that is uranium. And there's nothing I can do with it right now, so there's no point in grabbing it. No need to fill my storages and inventories with a resource I have no use for. Oh, we're about to get a low power warning. First time in a while. Okay. Rover. Done. Unfortunately, the batteries that we have got fully drained from all the manufacturing we just did. So there's not like a whole lot of batteries to be able to fill my tanks up. The next thing I want for this rover is a Wagon Tier 2. Because it has 2 slots rather than the 1. You can only connect up to 4 things dragged by a rover. That is the maximum, if you're wondering, for wagons connected to the rover. So we're gonna want Tier 2 wagons rather than Tier 1 wagons. So I'm gonna phase out the old Tier 1s. Let's go ahead and put in the data recovery terminal disk, the solar panel disk, and the drill 3 disk. So in order to get the wagon Tier 2s, we're going to need an aluminum ingot and a silver wire. So I just happen to already have the silver for the silver wire. Perfect. But it looks like we're going to want even more silver when we're done. And the ingot is made by Refinery. So we need copper wire and aluminum alloy. Aluminum alloy, if you're wondering what that is, you can always go over and figure it out. It is aluminum and iron. So we're going to need 1 aluminum, 1... and it also says in the top right, obviously. So we're going to need 1 aluminum, 2 copper, 1 iron, for the refinery for the wagons. Oh, right. This thing needs to be connected to me. Yeah. All right, there's the aluminum. Because my rover doesn't have internal power, it's using my power. Here's some copper. And then 1 iron, which is no problem. Iron's everywhere. Okay, so here is the alloy. As far as the copper wire goes, I'm not even going to bother with that one because the old wagons were made of copper wire. So as we phase them out, we'll get copper wire back. So I shouldn't have even bothered with that, but whatever. So here's the refinery, and I'm going to put that bad boy here. All right, we're going to want another composite metal for another power extender. Because I can't really plug that thing in to make an aluminum ingot until I've got a little bit of extra power cables for it. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. All right, this power extender I'm going to have right here. And now we have a metal refinery. Thank you for tuning in to Blossom, the Seed of Life, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhodamont.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhodamont.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you on next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow terraformers.